We back in the building.
Episode 11. Give me the air horns.
Hold on.
Come on, come on. Yes. It's a little late night action, all right?
On the late night special. No, that was a little flat, but you know.
That's how you got me, though. With that pretty Ricky.
Okay, listen. We told y'all 3 pods now that we have to get this in where it fits in. Our schedule is busy. So we are recording at night. This is our first night pod. We put the kids to bed.
To bed. We got all the monitors.
All the monitors, they sleep. And now we got to get these episodes for y'all so y'all can get out of your situation. If you need to, you can get out of those dead relationships.
Ooh.
And in case you missed
Put them
it,
to bed.
that's what we're talking about today.
Jay
we
Holiday
are talking
style.
about how to get out of the dead relationship. But first, let's kind of define the dead relationship. I've been kind of looking this up and like trying to get a better understanding. Obviously, like I know what it means, but to like explain it has been a little bit difficult because it could be varying reasons why the relationship is quote unquote dead. It could be no intimacy. It could be fighting all the time, just disagreements all the time. It could be just complete falling out of love or you lost connection.
Yeah, you're unhappy. You know, talk about being unhappily married. You could be unhappily married for a really long time, and now you've gone from lovers and partners to roommates, and you're not feeling like your person is really like
benefiting you anymore.
Oh, benefiting you. So you feel like your person should benefit you?
I mean, yes, I do. Okay. Because when it comes down to it, why would you be with someone who is not benefiting you? You know, it's almost like, yes, the relationship is like a culmination of 2 people coming together. But like, if nobody's benefiting, that's pointless. If only one person is benefiting, that's pointless.
And I think we should define benefiting because I think it can mean so many things. And people might take benefiting as like, you're giving me something of monetary advantage and a come up. But benefiting can be simply, you make me better. There's something about you.
Make me better, happier.
Right.
Because, less angry.
Like, yeah, exactly. Because for you, I'm such a busybody and you are just the calm in the storm. Like you can center me, you can slow me down. And when my mind is racing and going all these different places, you have a way to just speak to me and connect and just say, chill the F out. And I hear it and I'm like, I needed that. I couldn't have someone who couldn't deal with sometimes my hecticness and like my need to be on the go. And that might overwhelm them. And you're like, I see you, sit down. And so I benefit from that, of you knowing how to get me to calm down when I know I might just burn out. Like that could be a benefit.
Yeah. And I benefit from the fact of if I'm not feeling well and I don't want to like talk to nobody, engage with nobody, like you benefit me in giving me my space. You give me the space I need. You benefit me in the fact that I'm able to still be an individual in this relationship. I'm still able to go do things with my friends and you don't have to tag along. You don't feel like there's like FOMO there. I mean, maybe sometimes.
I get a little FOMO, like, y'all.
But for the most part.
FOMO, fear of missing out.
Fear of missing out.
I definitely get FOMO, but I know it's what you need. I'm more FOMO of I wish we could do more things together.
Yes.
But like last night, you went out to the Clippers and who?
Clippers and Jazz.
Yes, they came to Seattle. I know you love basketball. It was your time to be outside. And I know my week is about to get crazy. So like you went out with a female friend who is a former coworker and it didn't bother me at all. But like I knew that you needed that. And so if I don't give you space, me and you are just going to. But there was an episode, the most recent episode of, at this point, Joe Budden podcast, where they're talking about they know people who live in separate houses.
Yeah, so that was an interesting dynamic. So it goes back to everything we talked about before, giving each other space, you know, the importance of being able to like have your space. Like there's one thing to say like, hey, you know, you can go do whatever, but it's just like you can't always go leave and do stuff. So
Right.
like having space within the home. And so they were going back and forth, and they mentioned that Joe mentioned that he knows people, a husband and wife, that like live in different houses.
That's some rich stuff.
And I was really thinking about it. I was like, yeah, that is some rich stuff. And I was just like,
our level, you go to a different
I was
room.
like,
That's
my
how
house would be like so peaceful. And you know, again, like I know that's like digressing a little bit, but again, just thinking about like, you literally have to sometimes pull yourself away from the person. And it's no offense to the person. It's just sometimes too much of anything can become overwhelming. And so I think that, you know, again, the key takeaway in this is space. And that's why I always said, if you can, have another room you can go to, have, you know, just kind of escape. Now that we got our closets redone, and I got like extra space in my closet now, like I could really just be like laying down in there and like watching YouTube. Like
that's his office now. It really is.
it's like a mini sound booth, and like you're starting to see space trend all over social media. I mean, again, this is pretty much real time right now. And not to like just jump in into the dead relationship that like we kind of all knew was dead for like years and years and years, but like it just came out today that Will and Jada have been separated for 6 years, living in separate parts of the house and all that stuff like that.
But there's, like you said, there's been signs, and it's just funny how everyone today is like so surprised, and I feel bamboozled. Like, how did we not know? And it's like, you all been saying this for so long, with Jada having her situationship with August Alsina. Like that was a clear sign. The way they behave in certain ways, and the way she presents herself on social media. And I think the biggest shock though for people were like, he went out there and slapped Chris Rock for separated. Like, why?
Well, Chris Rock also asked her out on a date though.
Yes. And so that's what people don't know. And when he knew they were about to get separated. So I feel like now knowing this, that slap was a little more personal. That
was peak nasty.
Oh, like it was, you try to creep into my relationship knowing that we were about to split, but still, that's like, we're supposed to be friends or peers. And then second, you keep my wife's name and me in your mouth on this public stage. Like, you're disrespecting me in front of people and behind the scenes.
Not only that, you got millions and millions and millions of viewers, and like for Will, like he was forced to, because again, they've been trying to keep up this persona
That's a lot.
for years, and that was one of those moments where like, yes, tensions probably were happening behind the scenes, but it's almost like you almost had to say something. Like we saw Will break, and like that was just that was the icing on the cake to show right away, okay, this relationship been dead for a long time, because also it was her birthday the other week. And again, social media be funny. Like, y'all should just go check this stuff out. But like, Will posted this like nice happy birthday message to her with a video, and she posted her and Tupac dancing. And so like everybody keeps just, they're like, Will, how do you deal with this? And so we'll take it back to like, you know, some real kind of real life things for any of you that are in a dead relationship. So if you're Will, you know, from your woman perspective, what do you do?
So I feel like I relate to Will because by reading his book, and we both listened to his book, he's had to deal a lot with kind of being the perfectionism.
Yep.
You know, and so he had to be the first in a lot of different spaces, and he felt like he had to be this like role model for Black actors out there, and never having like a hiccup or a flaw. Like he never was in the media for something wrong. And I think he was kind of following in like Denzel's footsteps. And so the moment you take a left, the moment you go left, the media is going to attack you. And I feel like his relationship with Jada was another moment of like, this can't go wrong. I have to fit this image that the world sees me as. And this will help me get booked for acting deals. Like, this will help my sales, like this perfect family. But so many times in his book, he talked about how hard it was when Willow no longer wanted to be a singer, and she wanted to cut her hair off, and she wanted to go, like so many things, and Jaden wearing a skirt, like his kids have been just the opposite of this like picture perfect image. They've been true to themselves, and I think he wants that. So I say all to say that I relate to him in this, like, I think he thinks of it, what will the world think? Whereas Jada's like, let's just be happy. I'm just going to do me. And so she keeps having these slip ups, and Will is keep getting embarrassed. At this point, when is enough enough? Like, how hard is it every day to have to fake the funk to the masses and then go in your house and be like.
So let me give you this, because again, I purposely asked you as the woman to speak, for Will, because I feel like stereotypically Jada is moving like a lot of men move in this standpoint, because I feel like a lot of men we get so nasty to where we're just like, nah, we're gonna do whatever to make this your fault and then spin it on you, because you, like you said, she's been getting sloppy with it, but at the same time, like, I'm sure that she knew that, because I mean, she said it, didn't she say that she didn't even want to be married in the first place? It was her mom that pushed her.
Yeah, she did. She
married.
said that she didn't believe in marriage.
So red flag.
Yes, a lot of red flags, and like, so maybe a part of him felt like it was his fault because she didn't really want to be married from the jump, and so now I have to conform to your idea of marriage, and so there's this open relationship. There's like, what do I need to do to keep you legally here? Last name, that image, when
it benefits him, right? Because the all-American black family benefits him. You have a music artist and an actor and an actress, comedian. Like you have him, and he gets with her, and I'm sure at a point, like, it was great, by the book. It sounded like early on it was great, and then
power couple
people started, and I also want to get into that power couple thing because I was thinking about that. So channel that for a minute, but I was just thinking again with how everything transpired. Like, Will, the late '90s, early 2000s was him. Like,
and Will already have been married and divorced.
Will already and had a kid.
Yes, so he's also bringing that baggage in. I can't mess up a second time.
Yeah, and so again,
there's so many
y'all, the reason why we're talking about this is because, like, it's pretty public, but we know that there are many people that are in this same situation of trying to find their way out of a situation, whether it's, abuse related, falling out of love related, but you almost have to, like, put your pride aside and really understand that. Let me take a step back. We spoke about this previously, this postable relationship and this relationship that's kind of built along the wrong things. Now, it happens. People fall out of love. It happens.
Right.
And when kids get involved, like, it can get really, really tricky. I wouldn't blame anybody for chasing their happiness or trying to get out of a situation that was bad for them, because most dead relationships anyway, there's going to be someone who is, like, going through it and they're just putting up the face and continuing because it works for them at that moment, but also change is scary.
Right. I think that's it. I think the reason why people don't get out of dead relationships is because they don't want to be alone and they don't want to put that work back in. Because once you've invested so much time, it makes it the harder to get out. So the longer you've been together, the harder it is to get out of a relationship.
Yep.
Because you also feel like, at some point, people are like, who's going to want me? But do I want to go back in the dating field? Do I want to be alone? I've gotten comfortable.
Yep.
And usually if the relationship has been dead, it's been dead for a minute.
Yeah.
And so you've learned, like, I'm content. I've been able to navigate this season. We can get through this. And so there might be a lot of reasons why people stay. And it's easy for us on the other side to be like, oh, like, you got to go, you got to get out. But I do feel like the people I've talked to, they find their happiness again. And they couldn't see it when they were in the thick of it in that really tough season. But in hindsight, they're like, I wish I would have got out sooner.
Well, because if you think about it, the way, trauma works, it's almost like this barrier, like this weight that keeps holding you down. And then finally when you're able to rid it, you're just like, oh, I'm moving freely, and I can see different things. Like I can actually like experience mentally and physically and all that stuff like that. But interesting, again, you said the loneliness. So one of my friends, which you know about this, but for y'all out there, one of my friends asked me, he's like, why do you think a lot of marriages like last? And I was like taken aback by it. And maybe it was my very pessimistic mindset, because I said right off the jump, it took me 3 seconds. I was like, a lot of marriages last because of loneliness, because there are people who don't want to be alone. There are people who invest so much into it. And I feel like the typical person, that's not me, because I'd rather be alone than be with people. But like, no, I'm just talking about like, just in general. But I'm saying like, but most people want company.
Right.
Because I would say like,
I'm a company person.
You would be a company person. Like I would be okay, like not talking to anybody for a week. Like I'd be just fine. Like
So
just going about myself, playing video games and stuff. But again, I was just like,
that's interesting.
And his point, before I turn it over to you, but his point was that like, oh, he's like, I never thought of it that way. I thought maybe the reasons why marriages last are because of like, you can genuinely be yourself around that person. And I'm like, yeah, I could see that. But like at the same time, you could be yourself and they may not like it, but because they're lonely, they're going to put up with it.
Yes, you come from the pessimistic side. Yes, I'm the optimistic one. And I feel like it's because you found someone you could be yourself with. You found someone that could be your best friend, you're comfortable with, and you can tell them in the tough times about themselves and they won't run. They will hear you and listen to you. And then I also feel like relationships last when you've got a partner that's on the same like wavelength with you as far as evolution and evolving. Like,
explain that.
So me and you are both like innovative. We're both like go-getters, and we think about the self-work and we think about being better than we were yesterday. Like when I met you, you had goals and you were very ambitious, and so was I.
Yep.
And so I knew that the person I had that moment would not be the person that you were in 10 years. And I knew that about myself.
Yeah.
And so I felt like as much as we were opposites in some way, we were on the same wavelength in that sense, that we were going to be growing together.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people grow apart because one person's stuck in a certain place and the other person has taken off. And then their resentment comes in, a lot of different things come in, and we're like, man, we don't get along anymore. We don't connect about certain things. And so like, yeah, I think that's a key part. And then we've got a lot of things that like are very similar when it comes to like our values.
Yeah.
As much as I took off golf. You don't like golf.
Yeah.
But we both still love sports in itself. And so we always going to come back and like travel and do those things together.
Yeah.
So as much as we want to pick up new hobbies and different like traits about ourselves, the root of us is still there.
Yep.
But it's just continuing to get better. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no. So what you're saying is common goals, like we spoke about.
Common goals.
We have common goals, and realistically, like when you have common goals, whether it be financially or whatever, like you both work to make that happen.
Right.
And so I feel like again, where people could fall off is one person could be, one person could be like fully ready to hustle and ready to like achieve something else, and maybe not communicating that to their partner, because maybe their partner is in a season of, I'm calm, I'm good. Like, like I don't need to do all this, because like, for example, again, we like to share stories about us. Like there's a lot I could actually, this sounds so nasty, but there's a lot that I could resent you for, but because like I'm mature, I don't. Like, even though we're in the situation where I'm staying at home, we spoke about this again. Like, I could resent you for working all day and going to the gym and then me not having time for anything. But I understand it's a season right now. And I understand that, like, I have to fall back for you to take those 2 steps forward. And that's fine.
Yeah.
But a lot of people can't handle that.
No. But we also have communicated about, like, our collective goal. And so we both know that what I'm doing right now is setting us up for our future. And once things stable out for me, then there'll be your chance to really go get it. But like, there's just sometimes too much change is too much. And so we've both agreed of like, okay, you staying home, Roman being like 7 months, Callie being busy in school, me now getting a promotion. Like there's so much going on that it's not the best time for then you to go after something. Like there's no time.
Yeah.
But there will be once we get to a good place. And so understanding the trust of, no, I know it'll be my season, because you've had your season where you were just taking off and moving up in the world, and as far as like jobs, and that was great. And I was kind of just coasting. And so we've been together since 2011. And so we've seen so many different seasons of our lives that it's like
each year has been a different season.
Yeah,
truly.
But I want to
go back and listen if you really want to know.
But so we've talked about what is a dead relationship, but like, how do you get out?
I mean, we kind of talked about that too. Like,
how do you get out?
You just if you're Jada, you keep
embarrassing the person.
You keep messing around until that person leave because you're too afraid to end it yourself. Because I don't know if it's a scrutiny, and again, I'm not going to speak for that woman, but I mean, yeah, she do already got it. But like, still, for those of you who are going in it, it's just like, I'm a cut your losses person. Like, you can only do so much to me to where like I'm done putting up with it.
Yeah.
But I'm always looking forward, and I know a lot of people don't do that. And so I would say, if the relationship is dead, I'm assuming that you have done everything you need to try to rekindle that spark. If you haven't, try that. Try to get back to the basics, but also meet your person where they are today, because that's what I feel like the big mistake is with a lot of people is they still have this idea of what this person was when they met them, and they're not that person today, and they're still holding on to it. Like, so I just hate to have my people and our people and everyone else's people like have that be the reason why you can't make a decision for yourself that's going to be better for yourself.
Right. And I feel like if you think about just simple question of how you get out, I think you just have to be honest with yourself and that person. I think that you need to let them know where you stand. And like you said, if you've done the work, then that individual is already feeling like this is inevitable.
Yeah.
Like we're both tiptoeing around something that sometimes when you share that, it's like, I've been feeling that way too. Or you might just really break that person's heart.
Yeah.
But it will heal and they will be better, because no one wants to be with someone who is not there for them, who doesn't love them. Like if you're secretly creeping on, I'd rather you just say goodbye and be done than to see you out with someone else.
That's some coward stuff. And that's why I say it's just like you hit it on the head. Be honest, because is it gonna hurt them? Yes, but it's gonna hurt them more if you get caught cheating and you like are not remorseful and like you're doing it on purpose, knowing the situation. Like that's cowardly. Just tell your person and cut your losses. Like it is what it is. Like if it's dead, it's dead.
So the dead relationship, you got out of it, or sometimes someone's trying to creep.
Someone's trying to kill your relationship.
Yeah, someone's trying to make it a dead relationship. You sent me something recently on X.
Yeah.
And tell them about it, because I was like, wow, people are bold these days.
What's actually funny but not funny, it was like, again, another relationship moment that went viral. This man, and I want to give him credit, I believe his X handle was OVO said. He posted this picture of his wife. I thought it was just a picture, but I was reading the caption and it said, this man basically took the picture of his wife and his son's in the background behind her. She's in the car. And then he like is singing over it, but he's singing Drew Hill.
But it was a picture she had.
He didn't
take it like of her.
Yeah, no, he probably took it from like her
page.
Her page. And then he was singing Drew Hill to her. I forgot the song. I can hear it in
I
my
should
head.
be your boyfriend.
Yeah, that one.
Cause you know he's lying.
Yeah.
Step one.
And so like the crazy part is this man was like in real time like, yo, this man just sent this to my wife right now. Like, I don't even know. He's like, I don't even know what to do, what to think. Hold on.
Play it because it sounded like he had a whole like band with him. Like it was a whole group of men in the background singing the background.
But apparently that might not be that man singing. That might be someone doing a cover. A cover
and he
of
just
it.
sent it to. Okay.
All right, here we go.
I got like the vocals kind of sound nice though.
And actually his handle is SAID_BYKE, said bike.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it was nasty. That's nasty work.
And clearly married, clearly has a kid,
Yep.
and I'm curious if do they actually know each other, but also is it real? Because a lot of things are being done to go viral.
Right.
So is this a created, fake situation? Let's just go off that it's real.
Well, based off Buddy's and again, like that, I know the comments are nothing, but like this went viral, and so like, bro was pissed.
Okay.
And he was like laughing, but like, cause like so shocked, I think that just happened.
Yeah.
Really, the question is, so that happens to you. Someone goes in your DM and is singing Pretty Ricky. How do you handle that? They're singing Grind on Me. and how do you handle that?
I'm not even giving them the attention. I'm going to send it to you because I think it's funny. I think you would find it funny as well. I know that it wouldn't bother you in a sense of like get you so mad and stuff, but I think you would find it funny. So I would share it with you, similar to what she did. She shared it with her husband, but I'm not responding. I feel like I'm not giving them that attention or my time. Like, no, I'm flattered. Thank you.
I'm just dead because I told bro, I was just like, because he was really like, yo, I'm gonna have to violate this man.
He did.
Like, he was really about like, I need to find this man. He gonna get the pause. And I was just like thinking about it. I was kind of like, I even messaged on the thread too, and I was just like, for the Black Married Man Association, I'm like, you gonna have to handle that because that's gonna make us all look bad. That means like we all are subject to attack, and we all have to let that happen. And so,
oh yeah, because then you're gonna be creeping everyone else's DMs.
But I was talking to my friend about it, and I was just like, because she also commented on that same thread, and I was like, if that happens, I was like, I feel like you have to sing back. I was like, even if it's trash,
you gotta come back.
Yeah, you gotta.
What's the song you come back with though? Some Drake like
somebody in Mob Ties.
Yeah, Mob Ties. You got to come up with Mob Ties.
Someone said that he should sing R. Kelly, I Wish, back to him. And I was like, I'm dead.
Oh, no.
But
that just shows you people are bold these days. People have no respect for relationship these days. And there's temptations everywhere. And so it will come your way. What are you doing? Some girl comes into your DMs and she's singing Take You to Bed. Jay Holiday. No. Okay, let me
Take You to Bed. It's just called Bed, sis.
Oh yeah. Let me think of a female song.
Adina Howard.
Oh, T-shirt in my panties on.
No, the freak one.
Oh.
Until the day
I will be a freak until the day.
Yeah.
T-shirt and panties on though.
So if somebody did that to me, I'll probably do the same thing. I'd probably send it to you because it would be funny, and like that's where it would.
Sorry, I cut you off, but you already have gotten that. You got the single moms up in your DMs like, "Hey, Felicia slips up. I'm right here." So you've already had that. And they be bold, not just in your DMs, but in the comments.
That's where I usually see it. Is the comments.
But that's my thing. It's just like I know they're trying to be funny, and I don't know the ratio of like single women to men, but it's like there's a good man out there. You're presenting yourself in a great way. You're showing up for your children, and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
I know. The only thing I would have the trifecta if I had a job, but since I don't got a job, now that knocks me down a few points. But
you got let go on your day off.
I did though.
You did.
That happened.
But then it's like you're doing all the things you need to be doing, and here they come in, like, hey, I'm here. Like, come on.
Like
now.
Mahomes said,
I'm here. No. But anyways. That's like, so that's how you would react if someone came in and tried to make your relationship dead. But there's some people who get tempted and.
Well, again, I'm just talking about that specific situation where somebody is singing and I'm like, okay, have to dust off this Rodecaster Pro, put some, I'm gonna have to call my DJ friend and be like, yo, I'm gonna need you to tighten up this audio real quick. We about to put this out tonight. Don't think I can't write some stuff either.
Oh, yeah,
like
you can write.
I would write a unique song, and I'd have to get him out the water.
Oh my goodness!
And then I would never like ever respond. But again, like you see Drake's petty. Like I'm a November Scorpio,
Speaking
so that's
of Drake,
it's a little different.
I feel like so now you got the exes. You got people out there in their songs writing about their exes.
Really quickly before we go there. We should talk about Travis Kelce's exes because they actually were on some stuff first, and this is like it was
plural, just one.
No, it was the one from the show.
Yeah,
and then Kayla.
Okay, but Kayla's response. Okay, go ahead. So, okay, yes, Travis and Taylor Swift. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. They are.
Travis Kelce plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's a tight end. He's going down in history as the greatest tight end to ever play.
And
football. Taylor
Swift, you guys know, the singer, pop, like country, all of the above, killed it on her stadium tours. She is, I don't know how many Grammys, but she's worth billions of dollars.
Says she's a white Beyonce.
Okay, she's the white Beyonce. No, let's not do that. I hate when they try to compare. She's Taylor Swift. Let her be Taylor Swift.
No, she's definitely Taylor Swift. Yeah.
She was at Arrowhead performing at a concert. Travis Kelce came through.
Arrowhead is where the Chiefs play.
Correct. And he slid maybe in her DMs or somehow. Okay, slid in her DMs. Was like, I've seen you rock at Arrowhead. You should come see me play. And clearly, she was performing at where he plays football, at his home stadium. And so she showed up. But obviously, there is more communication between the two of them since before that. But she's there and she's in the booth, the suite with his mom. NFL is panning to her, like you see her celebrating and so excited, and
they're running her promos for free.
Her movie. Free?
Oh yeah. So the second game that very next week against the Jets, they had because she's got a movie coming out, and they asked all the networks to run the promo of her movie for free, and I think it was NBC and ESPN's were the one that did it. Fox said nah.
Okay.
But
so this is all turned into like the Swifties have gone crazy. Yeah. His jersey sales went up 400%. His followers skyrocketed. It's like there's both of them are benefiting from each other.
Yeah.
He's benefiting from the
attention.
The attention, yes. And she's benefiting, they're saying, because it's giving her name in a different light. Yes. And her movie coming out about her concert and her whole tour.
So again, you know this as a creator. You know this whenever you can tap into an untapped market for you, like it's up. And now like you're infiltrating the football fan NFL market who probably has daughters who probably didn't think anything of her music before, and now she's with Travis Kelce, and now it's like a thing. Now you're seeing Swiftie jerseys out there.
People are like literally creating. Yes, it's crazy, and I think it's fake. To be honest,
it is probably very much arranged. But the reason why this is relevant is because Travis Kelce's exes. So Travis Kelce, what was it? I forgot what his show was called.
Finding Kelsey or Finding Love for Kelsey.
Yeah, he had a dating show. There was like the Flavor of Love, Flavor Flav.
2019. It was a while ago.
Yeah, and
before he was really big, before he like took off.
Before he was what he is now.
Right.
But and before, I mean, he still kind of had a little swag back then, but it's completely different now. It's way different.
It's different.
But so his ex was basically the ex from the show went on a media run and was basically talking about she was essentially talking about him as a partner and his relationship with Taylor, and that he basically downgraded with Taylor, from her. And then so there was, this conversation. Of course, Joe Budden podcast also talked about this too. I know we're going to keep referencing that.
She was clout
that's our
chasing.
show. But she was for sure clout chasing because
She's not even the most recent
no one
ex.
even heard of her until like years ago.
And they were literally just like the show he picked her, but I don't know how long they dated after that. But she said he cheated on her. She was really airing out all of their dirty business.
Yeah.
And behind the scenes like conversations. And it was nasty work because it was just kind of like, why? You're not relevant. You're not his most recent ex. He was with Kayla Nicole for 4 or so years.
Yep.
And she didn't even say anything until recently.
But
like her
2 days
response
ago.
was different though. I thought her response was classy because her response was not coming for Taylor. It was not coming for Travis and their relationship. It was more coming from like what society has done with putting these two girls against each other. Because just because your ex has moved on and however you feel about the two different women, they started comparing them. And in all the comments, it was, how did he downgrade Taylor Swift? That's how some people felt.
Yep.
Talking about her appearance, talking about, she's just there for looks. Like she's not intelligent. She was there for him for money. And now he's with a billionaire on his level.
Yeah,
they were just attacking her.
It's nasty on both ends.
And they had been split up for like a good 6 months to almost a year. And so her response was, "Dear Black girl." And she was coming from the sense of, we always get compared and we always get torn down and from society of saying we're not good enough and trying to compare us to others, saying that we're too aggressive. I got to play it because it was actually 4 minutes long, so I'm not going to play it. But there was a lot of parts to it that I related to. And I just felt like it was a mature response of, you're not going to come for me and my name and who I am. Let them be them. Let them have their relationship with whatever that is. But I'm over here thriving and healing. And you don't need to compare me to Taylor Swift. I'm a different woman and I'm my own woman. And
But look, the thing where I think she tried to paint him wrong was she said that the reasons why we broke up were 2 things. Because she didn't cook and he wanted her to cook.
Oh, she said that in the video?
She said that one of the videos. She said that.
She said it in like a podcast a while ago, right?
But again, it resurfaced though.
Oh, okay, you guys say no, because the recent video that she posted on her page was "Dear Black Girl." It was directed towards society and Black women and just what we've gone through as a society over the years. Now she's on some podcasts and so is he, and maybe she talks a little bit like why they broke up, but her response to them being together was very different than the other ex.
Yeah, and again, like it's
so do you say something like
it's nasty all around? Like,
what would you have done?
If
How
I
do you
was
react?
Travis?
If you were Kayla.
So basically I'm Kayla and I'm seeing my name being dragged.
I'm done. We're done. Let me think of a white guy that is doing something big.
Jerry DePoto.
Who's that?
that's the Mariners GM. All right, we'll go bigger scale. How about
Justin Timberlake?
Okay, yeah, we'll just go Justin Timberlake. All right. So now
they're like talking about.
So they said that I'm a downgrade, or so who's the downgrade? Who are they saying? So I'm the downgrade to Justin, but I can pronounce me, and he says May.
Okay. We don't need to use that example. But what was interesting, the comments were very divided, and it really turned into racial.
It was black versus white.
It really was.
Yeah, it was black versus white, and it was class because it was like I saw a lot of class stuff, obviously, because there's like Taylor's not attractive, she's not as curvy as them, but she's rich, and it's like, oh, but he has his own money, but it's like, yeah, but like she gives him a lot more access than he's ever had before. I mean, you see it like she's giving him more access than Pat Mahomes is giving him.
Right. And we were saying like, okay, well, was he really ever into Kayla if that's who he ended up with? Was she ever his type? And I just feel like that's not fair either.
It's not. The type thing is not fair either because it's just like, yes, that person may have a preference, but that doesn't mean they're hitting this preference every single time.
Yeah.
That means that like, yeah, it may be, this particular build and look, but that doesn't mean he's not looking for anyone else. If anyone else, comes across his eye or anything like that.
So how are you reacting?
So how am I?
I'm still understand
don't understand the question. No, because that's the thing. Like I could diss the other one, but I don't. You know what I mean? Like, and not that like I've been dragged by any means, but I've been in situations where I've had to say something. But like, and I'm just like.
You silent.
Is what it is.
Yeah,
like,
I think their platform and their being celebrities makes it a little bit different of like responding versus not responding. Whereas here we are like, who are you really responding to on our level? So like the everyday person might not be able to relate to their situation.
So if you went on YouTube Live and was just like bashing me, I would probably say something.
Yeah,
I would be like, all right. And it's more so like, I'm not here because then it gets to like a publicity game. And like, I'm not here to change minds, but I'm here to defend
your character.
Any bull junk.
Any bull jargon.
Yeah.
I feel like
that
when
would
it
like
starts
demean
to,
my character.
Yeah. When you start to tear down someone's character and it starts to hurt the reputation of like what they do moving forward, then you have every right to tell your story and tell your side,
right?
Because both sides are going to be different. There's yours, there's mine, and there's the truth. Like as I always say, that there's something in the middle. Y'all, today we really dove into pop culture and like relationships out there in the world because I feel like we talk about us so much, which is more relatable, but we need to get into this like celebrity tea.
It's more so we're getting into that because y'all see it just like we see it, and they go through the same stuff that we go through. They navigate through the same, kind of troubles, but like because they have more eyes and more scrutiny on them, they probably can't, move how you could move or we can move. In terms of like just ending something,
right?
I mean, like, because yes, you have like Will and Jada go all the way back, reputations. You have business agreements, arrangements. Like we know first and foremost, just being creators. Like sometimes brands are like, no, it's got to be the whole family.
Yeah,
it can't just be this person. Like, no, we're not working with you unless it's everybody, and everybody's got to do this. And so,
it's a season. It's definitely a season of I'm seeing a lot of relationships and celebrity relationships really break up.
Yeah.
Seen all those like the zigzag lines on the Shade Room. Was it Jenny Mai and Jeezy?
Yeah.
And there's a list of them, and it's just
apparently
interesting.
trying to work it out too.
Okay.
Even though they live in, again, they said that they live in two separate.
So allegedly, y'all.
Yeah,
because
we don't know. We don't know. We don't know nothing. We just sharing the news. I'm no different than Good Morning America or the morning show. I'm just telling you what I see, what I hear, what I've been through.
Yes.
But again, it is October. We're coming into November. Cuffing season is officially here. And so, if you have somebody and the relationship is dead, make sure you dead that because you got about a good month or so to find somebody else because then you got holiday and it gets cold and then presents and all that stuff like that. So you got to make sure that you hit these windows. It's like stocks. You got to get in at the right time.
This is the man's perspective, y'all. It sure is. We always appreciate you all tuning in, watching, listening. And if you are not listening on all the different platforms from Spotify to Apple Podcasts, go ahead and do that. Download the show. That really helps. And obviously watching us on YouTube, you get to see us move around to all these different areas. So please come subscribe on YouTube. We give you a episode every Tuesday. Sometimes life happens. Sometimes it comes on Wednesday. Bear with us.
And if it does, you ain't going to say nothing about it. because we busy.
But go subscribe on YouTube, Rebirth of Life and Love podcast, and go give us a follow on Instagram. And we appreciate you when you engage in our comments, because we're going to start using the comments and give you an opportunity to ask us some questions and have some kind of like Q&A style podcast where we really give you some relationship advice.
But since you asked, yes, our next pod will be coming from Usher or after Usher. So if you have any questions about the experience, make sure you drop them in there. We're going to answer it. And it's late. We're going to catch y'all later. Right. I don't got no exit to this. Get these air horns. Good night.